Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the vibrant world of a plant that, well, it performs a little bit of everyday magic.
Have you ever seen a flower that can do a magic trick? No, seriously, because the plant we're talking about today, the butterfly pea, it has this spectacular secret. And this is its magic trick. It goes from this vibrant blue to a dazzling pink. It's a stunning color change that happens right in front of you. And today, you're going to learn exactly how to grow it and make that magic happen all by yourself.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to cover what this plant is all about, how to get it from a tiny seed to a sprout, then how to care for it. After that, we'll get into harvesting those beautiful blue blooms, and finally, the really fun part, some kitchen magic and wellness.
All right, first things first. Let's get properly introduced to this amazing vine.
Okay, so its fancy scientific name is Clitoria ternatea, but what you really need to know is that it's a tropical, climbing vine from the pea family, native to Southeast Asia. Now, because it's in the pea family, it does something really cool. It fixes nitrogen in the soil. That means it's not just beautiful, it's actually improving the ground it grows in, helping itself and its neighbors. A total garden workhorse, right?
And, it goes by a ton of different names all over the world. You might hear it called Asian pigeonwings, bluebell vine, blue pea, aperagita, or even Darwin pea. That really tells you just how important this plant is in so many different cultures.
Okay, let's get to the fun part, growing your own. So how do you get started? Well, it all begins with a tiny seed. Now, I'll be honest, getting these seeds to sprout can be a little tricky. They have this really hard seed coat. But don't worry, there's a simple 4-step process that makes it way easier. First, you gently nick it with something like sandpaper. Then, you soak it. This combo basically opens the door for water to get in and wake up the seed. Then you plant it deep and keep it warm.
And that last part, keeping it warm, is absolutely crucial. Seriously, you can't skip this. These plants are tropical. They need heat to germinate. We're talking between 78 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit. If you live somewhere cooler, a heat mat is pretty much a must-have. Without that warmth, they just won't sprout.
So once you've got them planted and warm, you just got to be a little patient. It can take anywhere from 7 to 28 days, so don't give up on them too early. You'll see those little green shoots pop up before you know it.
Okay, success! Your seeds have sprouted. Now you've got these little seedlings, and it's time to give them what they need to really take off and start climbing.
And the best part is that this plant is pretty easy to please. It really just needs 4 things. Lots of sun, we're talking 6 to 10 hours, a decent soil pH, it's not too fussy there, consistent water, so don't let it dry out completely, and of course something to climb on, like a trellis or a fence. You get those 4 things right and you are golden.
And here's more good news. This plant is pretty tough when it comes to pests. Every once in a while, you might see some aphids or spider mites, but you usually don't need any chemicals. Just a good, strong spray of water from the hose is often enough to knock them right off.
Now, if you're in a really humid area, you might run into some powdery mildew. It looks like a white, dusty film on the leaves, but again, the fix is super simple. A quick spray with a mix of hydrogen peroxide and water usually clears it right up.
So you've done all the work, you've been patient, and now it's time for the reward. Get ready for an absolute explosion of these gorgeous, vibrant blue flowers.
So, if you want to keep your vine covered in these blooms all season, here's the secret. Pick them, and pick them often. See, the plant's whole mission is to make seeds. When you pick a flower, you're basically telling the plant, nope, not yet. So it pushes out another flower to try again. The more you pick, the more it blooms. It's that simple.
And this is where you get to make a choice. You can either harvest all those beautiful flowers for your teas and dyes, or you can leave some on the vine. If you leave them, they'll turn into little pea pods. And inside, seeds for next year's garden. So, do you want flowers now or seeds for later? It's totally up to you.
All right, we've grown it, we've cared for it, we've harvested it. Now we get to the really, really fun part. Let's call it kitchen magic. This is where we take it from the garden to the glass.
So this flower isn't just a pretty face. For centuries, it's been a staple in traditional wellness practices. Why? Because it is an absolute powerhouse of antioxidants, specifically a type called anthocyanins. And get this, those anthocyanins are the exact same thing that makes the color change magic happen. They're also linked to all sorts of cool stuff, like supporting brain health, promoting great skin, and even having calming and anti-inflammatory properties.
Okay, and here's our standard but very important disclaimer. While all these benefits are really interesting and have been talked about for a long time, this is not medical advice. Please always talk to a health professional before starting any new wellness routine. Okay, are you ready for the magic show? Here it is, the magic lemonade recipe. It is so simple. You just steep the flowers to make this incredibly intense blue tea. Then you chill it, sweeten it up a bit, and then the magic moment. You slowly add some lemon juice and just watch what happens. So what's going on here? It looks like magic, but it's actually some really cool chemistry. Remember those anthocyanin pigments we talked about? Well, they're super sensitive to pH. The tea is 1 pH, but when you add the acidic lemon juice, you change the pH and bam! The pigment structure literally changes and it reflects a different color. So you go from blue to this dazzling pink. How cool is that?
And believe it or not, that magic lemonade is just scratching the surface. The flower doesn't have a strong taste on its own, which makes it the perfect natural food dye. People use it for everything. We're talking teas, of course, but also for coloring rice, making jaw-dropping cocktails, in baking, even in skincare. It's incredibly versatile. So there you have it. From one little seed, you get this beautiful climbing vine, these amazing flowers, and this incredible color-changing magic right in your kitchen. The butterfly pea is just such a rewarding plant to grow. It really is part beauty, part science, and part pure fun. So I guess the only question left is, are you ready to grow a little magic of your own?